Kyle with Dirt Bike Channel here. I'm out riding the Husky TE250i. No bog on the bike at all. Man, this sucker screams. If you were wondering whether or not it's gonna suck, I can tell you right now, it does not suck. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
So I was a bit skeptical, you know, going into it, but after riding the Carb 300 and then a fuel injected 250 first before I rode this, I'm actually pleasantly surprised.
This sucker is a screaming demon. It's got great throttle response. Would you punch holes in the airbox?
No, I switched from my 300XE to straight to that bike, and it has plenty of power.
Tyler, you just got off of it. Is it starving for air?
No, that's not.
Again,
so
to be fair,
if you look at the bikes, there's no doubt that the airbox on this is more closed up than the previous years. I mean, there's no question about that. Does it matter? I don't think so.
No. Second gear gap. The gap between second and third is a little bit wider on that one. Yeah, and it's kind of kicking my butt a little bit. Slow it down because it's steep and slick. What about the motor? So the motor is, maybe it's just because it's a 250, but there's not as much grunt down low, but it wants to be revved. So the more you rev it, the better it runs. That was sweet. That thing screams, dude.
It does scream. But I mean, I think it's pretty good.
So I'm back on the TE250i. It is crisp and it runs clean. Yeah, this TE250i the motor is freaking awesome. And it's a super linear power band. So I like it, but I don't really feel that it has more power than like a 300, but we have to ride it next to a 250XE.
What I would describe it as is if you were to get perfect jetting on either a carb or electron, and then just go a hair to the lean side, that's what this feels like. It's super crisp.
If you've got a carb version that is running bang on, then the carb version might have just a little bit of an edge. I don't know, because I don't have my carb version with me today. But if you don't have your jetting right, and jetting isn't as sensitive as everyone wants to make you think, but if you don't have your jetting right, this thing is going to change your life, because it is freaking so good. It's so crisp and clean.
One important thing that I tried to test out that I wondered about was if it still had that just won't die lug feeling that the carb 300s and 250s do. And I tried. I feathered the clutch. I let it out just as much. Couldn't get it to stall or kill at all.
Is it perfect? No. but it's so dang close to perfect. It might as well be. So, you know, typically second, third gear for this tight stuff is what we're riding in. And when I'm in second gear, it's just too much. And so it's grabbing too much, wheeling too much. I don't have a nice, consistent flow. Then I shift to third, and it does all right in the straights, but as soon as it gets into tight stuff and I need a motor through it with a little bit of clutch, I end up shifting down, where on the XE, I'll just motor through it. And even if it's a tight corner or something like that, but this just doesn't, that second gear gap, but as far as the power, it's no slouch. It rips. It rips, doesn't it? Yeah. And I think it's balanced pretty good. You give me this motor with the gearing that I like and the fork that I like, now we're talking.
I would say that it feels slightly like a 4-stroke in linear power wise. You know, it's still a 250. And it's still, you can tell it's a still 2-stroke, and you can still tell it's a 2-stroke, but it's got a slightly more linear power band than a regular 2-stroke.
If this is the starting point for the 2-stroke EFI, where does it go from here? You give them a few years to perfect this, that might be scary good. I think the suspension's good. This is our first time riding a Husky with the, you know, the composite subframe. But you know, and it has linkage, which is different. Yeah, different than the XCWs on the KTM line. I feel like in the whoop sections, it's planted and balanced. I don't feel like it does anything weird.
Thanks for watching, guys. I've got a lot more content, at least I hope to put out a lot more content on this bike and the KTM brother to it, the KTM 250 XEW TPI, so stay tuned for that. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, make sure you're getting the notifications when I put out new videos, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can see some of the stuff we're doing before you see it here on the YouTube channel. So until then, thanks for watching.